Well, we cross live now to Rotorua and our political commentator, Willie Jackson. Kia ora, Willie.
Kia ora, Mary.
Have we got a deal? What's happened this morning?
Oh, they're going through the process at the moment. There's no doubt that there's a deal on the table and that, in my view, they'll come together in, I think, is a few weeks off. And I think that's a good management from Hone, because clearly the Māori faction of the party, they want a deal. That's what I picked up in the conference yesterday. They want a deal. Why do they want a deal? Because they don't just want Hone in there, they want Annette Sykes too. She's really important.
Do they want Sue Bradford?
Well, I don't know. I think some of our people are a bit hoha with Sue. They don't like the disunity. They don't like Sue talking to the media on her own. They just want Hone Harawira speaking. And see, that's the problem, Miri. That's the problem, is that you've got this party, you've got strong tino rangatiratanga people, and then you've got the class side of the party, the Bradfords, the Mintos, and how does it all mix?
So then Willie, yeah, exactly. What would that mean then if Sue Bradford walked? What kind of loss would she be?
See, well, it'd be even worse, say, if John Minto walked too. And that's a real possibility. And so that's why Hone needs to, look, he's going to get this across the line. I have no doubts about that. But what's going to be the fallout? What's going to happen to the party? See, if the lefties walk, then it just becomes becomes another Māori party. The appeal of mana is the strong Māori side, taha Māori side, and the working class side. And Hone can't afford to lose his activists on the street. A number of those activists, the union activists in particular, are big supporters of Minto and Bradford. So whilst on paper people go, oh, it's a deal, or it's a deal, there could be big fallout. That's what Hone Harawira needs to manage.
So what are you advising him then, Willie? What's your advice to Hone?
Well, I don't advise him, but he knows what to do. But I'd certainly just take my time over the next couple of weeks to try and keep the entity together, because what's happened, Miri, is that the media has been setting their strategy, and Hone needs to take control, stop the Bradfords and others. Although they've got legitimate views, there can only be one speaker. They need to they need to get together and have one voice on this. Hopefully, a Sue Bradford will stay part of the party, but I don't think it's likely, and I don't think it's likely because when I was in the Alliance back in the old days, she had the same types of problems in terms of philosophical differences, and she walked from the Alliance also. So I don't know. I don't think Sue will stick around.
What kind of gains would a mana.com alliance bring? I mean, is this just a shameless bid for that elusive rangatahi vote?
No, it's not a shameless bit at all. It's the same type of thinking that other Pākehā parties have advanced for many years, Miri. Anderton and them were the first ones to do it. When we had Mana Motuhake, which I was part of, we had the staunchest members around, members of the mongrel mob doing deals with the Christians on the other side. This was back in, when I say the mob, they were part of Mana Motuhake. We were doing deals with the Christians on the other side so we could advance workers' interests. So that was way back in '96. Key does it with John Banks and
So you're
Edson.
saying everybody does this, why shouldn't mana.com do this?
Well, why does Hone Harawira have to be Mahatma Gandhi? I don't get this.
Okay, let's talk about the Kōhanga Reo hui. We've heard that there are some iwi that are wanting to walk out of this hui. I mean, yes. What's your view? What's your take on this?
Well, you would never have guessed that listening to Derek Fox and Tuku Morgan this morning. Thank goodness we've got our reporter there who reported very clearly that we've got problems, particularly in Mātātua, where the CEO was dismissed in terms of the National Kōhanga Trust. All of us have known this. So good on them for what they're saying. Look, I can see that they're on track, but, I don't think Mātātua, any kōhanga around there in those areas, they're never going to be happy. Why would they be happy? Because they're going into the Kingitanga area, huge supporters of the kōhanga leadership. I understand that, and there's a lot of support there, but Mātātua need to make some decisions on whether they're going to go with the strategy or not.
So what do you see happening, Willie? Do you think that this hui will lead to some resolution or more disunity?
This hui is a great idea. They're on track. I like what they're talking about. The only thing I'd say is the timelines are far too long. We heard 6-7 months far too long, and the makeup of those committees are really crucial. I think there's no doubt there's two things. They have to get rid of that commercial arm and build a new arm, and they also have to bring membership that is reflective of where Kōhanga Reo is today. We need the Scotty Morrisons, the Stacey Morrisons, the Tony Wahors. They need to be reflected here. We just can't have the old our old kaumātua who've been fabulous, but those ones who've been lifetime honorary members, that they need to move on now, and we need to have a whole new scene, but they're on the right track.
All right, thanks for that. Willie Jackson live from Rotorua with you.